The one that has really stayed with me, perhaps the most, but it's connected to all the others, is the message that he sometimes would say, the rule of God is within. Or he would say, you know, the kingdom of God is within, or he'd say it in many different ways. But to me, that's been the lasting message, that that's the place that I want to go. And then, of course, from that, in his preaching, that would connect us to everybody else. If we were in our center, we could connect to the center in others. At the same time, to get to that center, there might be obstacles in the way, and that's what he would struggle with in the sermons for himself, and therefore draw us into as well, so that we could struggle with our fears or our needs for forgiveness or whatever the issue might be. And so I specifically remember him talking about the self and the not self, and relating to that as a teenager, the voice that has you do things that you really realize you shouldn't do. And not in a judgmental way. He wasn't being judgmental, but that kind of, you know, struck a note with me, so that as a teenager I was saying, oh yes, there are those voices, there are those other people who want me to do things that I know would not be in alignment with who I am. So that would be the one that I remember most as a teenager. But also this whole sense of common ground, and people, not only the need, but the possibility that we share common ground, that we can all experience our love for one another, no matter who we are. That this is probably the most important thing that we can do, that this is really the solution. This is really the solution. And how do we do that? We dive into our centers. We're in touch with that of God in ourselves, and we connect to that of God in each other. So he was often taking us to this place and reminding us that this is where we needed to be. So that has been, for me, a theme of my life, common ground in so many different ways.